Hi friends, good morning and welcome back. So today I am here to solve the entire paper of ICAI November 20 exam. November 20 exam CF final Scmpe paper. Scmpe, that is costing November 20 paper, will be solving the entire paper. Now, before I go further with the solution, let me tell you that this solution which I am discussing is as per my interpretation, as per my knowledge, and yes, within a month or two, maybe by the time of the result, ICAI will release the suggested answers. What I am discussing here is not the suggested answers. Suggested answers are not yet out. Yeah, this is my interpretation and my solution for the paper. Later on, when suggested answers are released, it may have certain assumptions which are different. Yeah, just a clarification. Anyways, going further, so in this paper, what were the questions? Total 6 questions, as I had told you in my last video. And if I'll just show you the summary of the entire paper, just a moment. This was how the entire paper was organized. Yeah, question 1 is a case study, full theory case study, and that is from chapter 8, value for money framework. Let's read the question. Aja, what I recommend is that before you watch this video, or at least before you watch every question in this video, I suggest that you should read the question yourself. I'm giving you a link of the paper in the YouTube description below, but before you play the video, I would recommend that you at least go through the entire paper, read through the entire paper. Yeah, the students who already appeared for the November 20 exam, you have already read the paper, so you may not need to read again. But the other students who are preparing for the further exams, I recommend that you at least go through the entire question paper, read out the entire question, so that then you will understand my discussion more easily. Done? Yes, we'll see. Question 1. The world famous Taj Mahal is situated on the banks of Yamuna River in the city of Agra, Uttar Pradesh, known for its beautiful design and is counted as one of the 7 wonders of the world. The city attracts lots of tourists from all around the world. Tourism is one of the main sources of livelihood for its residents. I'll just keep highlighting few things. Consequently, cleanliness and maintenance of garden area within the Taj Mahal campus is of prime importance in order to sustain and develop this industry. Yes, the local government has recently employed a contractor to clean and maintain the garden area. Employed a contractor to clean and maintain the garden area within the Taj Mahal campus. The contractor uses cleaning machines pulled by horses to avoid pollution. Okay, something new. The contractor has been selected through an online competitive tendering bidding process. Majority of the litter comprises of plastic waste, while some portion also includes glass, aluminium cans, paper, cardboard, etc. What types of waste do they have? They have given. A detailed log is held by contractor about the waste that has been cleaned. The contractor maintains a detailed log about the waste that he cleans. See what is contained in that log. Log contains details about the waste that has been cleaned. Log contains time taken, details about the time taken for cleanup, number of horses used, etc. All these things they are recording in the log. The log is also checked and signed by the local government official. This record is used to process payments at the end of the month. Okay, so the payments given to the contractor is based on the work that he has done. Okay, further, in addition to this contracting, look, this is important. It says in addition to this contracting, means other than this contractor, the government has also placed bins at various locations, like trash bins, dustbins at various locations within the campus for public to dispose their waste. And Nagar Nigam's workers, means government workers, will clean those bins every morning. So there are 2 entities involved in the cleaning work. One is the contractor, other are the government employees, Nagar Nigam workers. Again, detailed logs of the manpower and resources employed are kept by the respective department. So here again log is maintained. In addition, the government has started a mobile messaging system. So this is the third thing. Number one was the contractor employed by the government, and his job is to do what? His job is to clean and collect the waste. Okay. Second are the Nagar Nigam workers employed by the government whose job is to clean the bins. Their job is not to collect waste from different places. Their job is to clean the dustbins every morning. Yep. And they also maintain a separate log for that. And still further, again, in addition, third, what they have also done is start a mobile messaging system whereby public can message the concerned department if they find litter anywhere in the campus. Yes, this is just to get the public involved in the cleanup work. Depending on whether it is from overflowing bins or scattered waste, the Nagar Nigam's worker will take action to clean it within 12 hours. Okay. A detailed log of these operations is also maintained. So again, log is maintained regarding the mobile messaging system and the workers who take action against that messages. Patrons can also suggest measures. Patrons matlab customers, the people who visit Taj Mahal, can also suggest measures for improving cleanliness on the above mentioned areas. They can suggest measures on the mobile messaging system, on the mobile app. Due to its importance to the economy, local government has allotted substantial budget to these operations. They have already allotted substantial budget for the cleaning operations. At the same time, it is essential to know if this is sufficient for the purpose of maintaining cleanliness. But you need to know that whether this much budget is sufficient for the cleaning purpose or not. Therefore, the government wants to assess whether the city is getting good value for money from expenditure. The value for money concept. So they have clearly said that you need to apply VFM framework, value for money framework. Concept can be looked at from three perspectives: economy, efficiency, and effectiveness. The internal audit department that has been requested to undertake this study has requested for guidelines on whether audit should focus on economy and efficiency of Taj Mahal cleaning or effectiveness of the same. So they want to know that should they focus on economy efficiency or should they focus on effectiveness. Now what's the difference between that? Well, yaad karo, from your VFM framework we have learned. In fact, even if you don't remember, they have mentioned here that what is economy and effectiveness, what is economy and efficiency, and what is effectiveness. Notice they say economy and efficiency assess whether same service can be procured at a lower cost or lower resources or not. So mainly economy and efficiency. Economy refers to having lower cost of work done. Efficiency refers to having lower resources used for that work. Yeah. While effectiveness will assess whether better service can be procured at the same cost. So effectiveness focuses on whether you can have better, more effective service or not. Yes. So think about it. Both these are kind of opposite. Economy and efficiency focus on saving the cost, saving the resources. Yes. While effectiveness focuses on improving the services with the same use of resources. Yeah. Okay. So they are confused that whether they should focus on lowering the cost and lowering the resources, or should they focus on improving the services of cleaning. Yeah, because both will be exact opposite situations. Yeah. Anyways, when you recommend, you have to recommend that it should be balance of all the things together. Yeah. Depending on the outcome of the audit, if required, policy decisions like requesting additional funds from the state government or alternate policy measures like levying penalty for littering, etc., can be taken. So after the audit, these kinds of decisions can be taken. You can suggest these or you can suggest some others of your own also. Yeah. Anyway, so the question is recommend guidelines to assess economy, efficiency and effectiveness of Taj Mahal campus cleaning operations. Okay, that will be 8 marks. Identify challenges involved in assessment of effectiveness. That will be 6 marks. And recommend general guidelines how the audit team may conclude the audit based on combined outcomes of these three things. In short, the entire question is regarding value for money framework. Yeah. Let me remind you what we have learnt under VFM framework. We've done that in chapter 8, theory portions. Yeah. This was what we have learnt under VFM framework. Value for money is generally applied for non-profit organizations, and their performance will be measured in terms of effectiveness, efficiency and economy. Effectiveness means whether you have achieved your objectives or not. Like in this company, effectiveness will be whether the cleaning work, whether the cleaning service is properly done or not, whether cleaning is achieved or not. Yeah, campus cleaning and campus maintenance is achieved or not. That is effectiveness. Efficiency is about the usage of funds. Efficiency is about usage of resources, that whether the resources have been used efficiently or not, such that you get maximum output with minimum input. Input over here refers to resources. In my question here, resources will be, say, the number of horses used, number of Nagar Nigam workers employed. Yeah. Resources might be, they say, the machines that are used by the contractor. All these are the resources that are used in cleaning. So efficiency would mean that are you able to achieve the cleaning with the least use of resources or not. Yeah. And economy would be the cost of these resources, that are you able to achieve, are you able to obtain these resources at the lowest cost or not. Yeah, these three things you need to analyze. Also, for every question pertaining to non-profit organizations, you can always mention that what are the key challenges for measuring performance. Even if you follow the VFM framework, still you will have these challenges that in case of non-profit organizations, benefits cannot be quantified. Like in this company, like in this situation now, cleaning of Taj Mahal, the cleaning services in Taj Mahal, what are the benefits of cleaning? Can you quantify the benefits of cleaning Taj Mahal? No, you cannot generally quantify them in direct monetary terms. Agreed that if the cleanliness is maintained good, then there will be more visitors, there will be more tourist inflow, and if there is more tourist inflow, then there will be more tourism earning, tourism economy. But that is not a very direct relationship. Yeah, so benefits cannot be quantified, plus benefits may accrue over a long term. Today, if the cleaning work is done in a Taj Mahal, does it mean today itself the number of tourists will increase? No. If the cleaning work is done in Taj Mahal, if it is kept clean for a very long period of time, then over a period of time your tourist inflow will increase. So you will not get the benefits of these in a short term, you will always get the benefits in long term. That is again a main challenge for non-profit organizations measurement. Plus measurement of utilization of funds and expenditure. Just by measuring the fund utilization, expenditure utilization does not mean that you have done good service. Yeah, just because government is spending lots of money in cleaning the Taj Mahal does not mean that they have achieved the cleanliness. Maybe the money that they have used is being wasted. That is again a problem in case of non-profit organizations. And this last problem does not apply mostly to our question here. Done? Yes. So you check out in our question. In our question here, they have asked recommend guidelines to assess economy, efficiency and effectiveness, that we will discuss, but identify challenges involved in assessment of effectiveness. Challenges involved will be similar to the ones that we have in our book here. Yeah. Let's see what can we answer. Say, first, recommend guidelines to assess economy. Let me tell you one by one. For economy, what can you recommend? Economy means lowest cost. Economy means how will they achieve low cost? Well, for that matter, what I can recommend is you keep a track of salary paid to the Nagar Nigam workers, or fees paid to the contractor. You keep a track of salary paid to the workers, fees paid to the contractor. You also consider the cost of, say, machine maintenance cost, or the horses cost of horses maintenance. You need to feed them and all. Yes, all these costs you need to keep a track. That will be falling under economy of operations. Yep. Efficiency. For this question, what falls under efficiency? What will be your guidelines to assess the efficiency? Look, you need to recommend guidelines to assess this. So what I recommend, what I will write in my recommendation is that the audit team should verify that the salary paid to the workers are properly paid and not excessively paid. The fees paid to the contractor is optimum or not, whether the machine maintenance cost is excessively high or not, whether the horses maintenance cost is excessively high or not. All that we need to recommend. Yeah. Similarly, for efficiency, efficiency means that you save resources to get the same output. So in case of efficiency, what the auditor should check, they can evaluate what? Well, for efficiency, auditors can evaluate, say, the number of workers employed to do the cleaning work, the Nagar Nigam employees. How many number of workers are employed to do the cleaning work? If you are able to achieve the cleaning work with a less number of employees, means you have achieved efficiency. Yeah. Also, so you can keep a track of number of horses employed, because if you are able to do the cleaning work with a less number of horses employed, then that is again saving of resources. Yeah. So number of workers, number of horses, or say you can compare that with the waste collected, because if the same amount of waste can be collected with less number of horses, then yes, that is efficiency. Yeah. So the auditor should verify the order. I recommend the auditor that they should verify that how many number of horses are used for these work, how many number of workers are used. Keep a track of that and try to reduce that. That will be achieving efficiency. And effectiveness, well, that is not easy. It is not easy to check whether these work were effective or not. But still, chalo, as I said, there are challenges involved in assessing the effectiveness, but still I can give you some recommendation of how to achieve or how to assess the effectiveness of cleaning operations. How will you check whether cleaning operations have worked or not? Well, um, you can keep a track of decrease in the waste, visible waste. You can keep a track, or you can keep a track of decrease in complaints. Like this company, they had a system that the tourists who visit the place can use a mobile app, a mobile messaging system to complain about the waste littering done. Yes, so you can keep a track of the number of complaints that are coming. Decrease in the number of complaints means you have achieved good cleanliness. Yeah. Or you can also keep a track of increase in footfalls. More number of footfalls in our premises, more number of footfalls in Taj Mahal in the long run would indicate that cleanliness has been achieved good enough. Yeah, these are the possible ways of assessing whether effectiveness is achieved or not. But still, I will say in my second part of the answer here that it is very challenging to assess the effectiveness part. Because why? Because for assessing the effectiveness, there are not enough measures available. There are not enough number of measures available, plus it does not give short term benefit. The effectiveness will appear only over a period of long run. Yeah, so short term you will not get any better assessment of the effectiveness. That is the main problem in assessing the effectiveness. Done. Yes, and then recommend general guidelines how the audit team may conclude the audit. How will they conclude the audit based on the outcomes of economy, efficiency and effectiveness? So well, I can say that if your outcome appears that economy efficiency is good but effectiveness is not good, or if your outcome says that economy efficiency is not good but effectiveness is good, then what should you recommend? Well, I can just give you some recommendations here. You can search out some recommendations from the question itself. Like one recommendation given in the question itself, that they may ask the state government to increase the funding for the cleaning work, or you may start charging penalty. So these two recommendations already given in the question, you can repeat them here. Plus I add some of my own. Like if they can charge penalty, you can also think of rewards. Yes, you think of rewards for cleanliness, like most clean premises, or you can segregate the entire premises into different sectors, and you segregate your nagar nigam workers also into different teams, and you start rewarding the team whose sector is appearing the most clean. Yeah, you can have competitions for cleanliness and all. Yeah, all that competitions will eventually be leading to rewards to the best team. Yeah, that will help you achieve better cleanliness here. Also I can recommend that you should increase general awareness. Swachh Bharat Abhiyan types. Yeah, you can start creating various general awareness campaigns, like cleanliness campaigns within the premises when the tourists are there, so that you can educate the tourists themselves that they should not litter. Yeah, you can call some celebrities and conduct a cleanliness campaign within the premises, so that the people are also more motivated to keep the campus more clean. Yeah, all these could be my general guidelines or general recommendations. Done. Yes, in short, this is purely a theory question, and any recommendations from your side will be purely welcome. Done. Yes. Okay, that is my question number 1. Going further, next question number 2. Yes, please, we'll go further. Next, question number 2. Now question 2 of this paper is exactly similar to one of the question in my book. Let me give you the cross reference. Question 2 is similar to my book, chapter 4, question number 4, page 4.3. Let me show you that question also first. Chapter 4, practicals, question number 4. Yeah. Well, this was a question we have discussed in class, and the one asked in the exam is almost very much similar to this question. Yeah, there is just one change in certain words of the question, for which I have some of my own interpretations. Let's see. So first, let me show you this question of our classwork. I'll give you a short recap of this question. The question was regarding target costing. Currently your selling price is 750, 10,000 units. Your budgeted consumption of material labor is given, actual consumption is given, actual cost is given. And they say that any variance in cost is solely on account of difference in material usage and hours required. So any extra cost incurred in this actual is purely and purely because of extra material consumption, extra hours of labor used. There is no variance because of price of material, no variance in rate of labor. Yep. And then they say that another competitor is selling the product at 675. So new competitor is selling at 675, my selling price 750. So my customers will be gone to that new new competitor. So to prevent that, I need to bring my selling price also down. Yeah. So my company must reduce price of each rack to 675. And then they have asked you to calculate current cost profit per unit, identify non-value added activities. Okay, you identify current cost is the total of this, divide by 10,000. Yeah, you identify current profit is that cost and sales price difference is my current profit, and identify non-value added activity. Well, out of these four cost components, I had shown you that machine setup is a non-value added, because during the setup you don't produce any product, plus the customer to whom you are selling the product does not care how much time you spend in setting up the machine. Yeah, so machine setup time is my non-value added activity. Of course, there is no variance in that activity. And recommend what strategy company should adopt to attain the target cost. Recommend. Now, recommend is the main part. Well, two recommendations you already see here, that they should try to save material consumption. They should try to save the labor hours consumption. But well, these two suggestions will be regarding cost control. Remember, cost control means control your actual, bring it down to the estimate. Yes, so these two suggestions are pertaining to cost control. Still, two more suggestions I can give pertaining to cost reduction. Like in machine setup, they have not incurred any extra time, they have not incurred any extra cost. Still, I recommend that this being a non-value added activity, you might think of ways of reducing that setup time. Yes, company should think of methods, company should think of different techniques to reduce the setup time so that they can reduce the cost. This will become cost reduction. Similarly, assembling cost also does not have any extra cost as compared to budget, but that is why you suggest that they should try to decrease that budget itself. You recommend that they should try to decrease that budget further down by doing some value analysis there. Yeah, these are your recommendations in the question. Now, exact same is my exam question here. Next question, question number 2. Let's see. NEC Furniture Limited is a leading manufacturer and supplier of furniture for students of pre-primary classes. The full cost of one set is rupees 900 per set. Now, this is where there is a small confusion. Yes, this is where there is a small confusion, and the problem is that ICAI question has not clarified that very nicely. So I will go by an assumption. Like, what is the confusion? They say that the full cost of one set is 900. But does it mean that this is cost to the company, or does it mean that this is the cost to the students, cost to the customer? Well, it appears as if this is the cost to the company. But if 900 is the production cost of the company, then problem is that these other data here does not match. This other data here does not match. So yes, many of you students might have a confusion that this 900, is it a cost or is it a selling price? Well, the question here does not clarify. In fact, if 900 was the cost, then they should also clarify that whether it is actual cost or budgeted cost, because they have two things, actual and budget, separately given here. Hence, I assume that this 900 is the selling price. It is cost at which I am giving the product to the customer. It is the cost for the customer. For me, 900 becomes a selling price. Yeah, I'll also prove that this assumption holds correct. I'll prove it. Dekho. The company has a fixed selling price. Company has fixed its selling price so as to earn 30% return on investment of 45 lakhs. So they are having 30% return on investment of 45 lakhs. The company produces and sells 6,000 set per annum. Let us work out 45 lakhs into 30% is the 13 lakhs 50,000 divided by 6,000 units. So that is 225 per unit. So this works out that therefore profit is equal to 225 per unit. Okay, now if selling price is 900 per unit, profit is 225 per unit. Let me just mention that here. Selling price 900 per unit, profit 225 per unit. So I can say therefore cost is 900 minus 225, that is 675 per unit. Cost appears to be 675 per unit, and well, this matches with the actual cost given in the question. You notice that these are the actual costs given in the question. Add them up, get me the total of all these actual costs. 16 lakhs 50,000 plus 10 lakhs 32,000 plus 12 lakhs plus 168. Total cost is 40 lakhs 50,000. And this divide by 6,000 units. Divide by 6,000 units makes it 675 per unit. Yes, that is the cost which matches with the cost that I got here. Hence, my assumption that this was selling price, I say that is the most valid assumption. So I will also show you that if I assume this 900 as the cost, then what will be the solution. Both ways I will show you, but I will still stick to my assumption that I assume this must be the selling price. Only then the given cost data matches with the cost that I get. Done? Yes. Further, you are given budgeted consumption of material, labors and everything. Actual consumptions you are given. Further, it has been revealed that actual and budgeted operating levels are the same 6,000 units. Actual and standard rates of material purchase and labor rate are also same. There is no variance in the rate. Any variance, same sentence dekho, any variance in cost is solely on account of difference in the material usage and the hours required. A competitor has introduced a product similar to the product of the company at an aggressive price of 820 per set. So competitor has introduced at a price of 820. My selling price was 900. Competitor is selling at 820. He is selling at a price lower than my price, which has resulted in a downtrend in the sales volume of the company. The management has called urgent meeting of the marketing team. After the meeting, following recommendations of the marketing team are approved by the management. Now these are the recommendations. Now this part is different than my classwork question. Let's see. To maintain the company's existing sales volume, the amount maintain the existing sales volume and the amount of present return on investment. So you want to maintain your units 6,000. You also want to maintain your return on investment, same 30% of investment, same 30% return on investment. So same profit 225 per unit you wish to maintain. Same units and same total profit. I can say therefore same profit per unit of 225 needs to be maintained, and they wish to reduce selling price by 10%. So from the existing selling price you want to reduce selling price by 10%. Okay, make slight improvement in the design to have edge over the competitors, which will also reduce direct material cost by 30%. Okay, material cost by 30%, plus you will have improvement in the design. So you'll get a better design so that it is better than the competitor, plus you will have a better you can reduce material cost by 30%. Okay. To make the table and chair more attractive, print picture of Disney character on them, which will cost 5 per set. It will make your product more attractive at a cost of rupees 5%, extra cost of 5%. Okay. These are the recommendations and the required part. Calculate present selling price. Well, present selling price as per my explanation is rupees 900 per unit. Okay. And profit per unit. Also, I showed you in my calculation turns out to be 225 per unit, and also calculate markup percentage on full cost. Markup percentage means profit percentage on full cost. Well, we identified profit as 225 and we identified full cost as 675. So 225 divided by 675% is 33 1/3%. So that answers my first question, 4 marks for that. Yeah. Second, identify non-value added activities in the production process. Same as my classwork question. Non-value added activity is what? It is the machine setup time. Machine setup is the non-value added activity. Chalo, 1 mark for that. Further, calculate a new target cost per unit. New target cost per unit. For that, you need to start from the target selling price minus the target profit. What is your existing selling price? Existing selling price 900, and you wish to reduce that selling price by 10%, because only if you reduce 10% then your volume may be maintained. That is what the company feels. Yeah, that is what the marketing team suggested. So from 900 you want to decrease it by 10%, will make it 900 minus 10% will make it 810. Remember that competitor was charging 820, but if you decrease by 10% it will make you reach 810, and from that 810 minus the target profit 225 will give you the target cost. 810 minus 225, 585 becomes the target cost that you wish to achieve. And they are also asking you to calculate the new revised cost per unit after implementation of the recommendation. New revised cost after the recommendation. Chalo, let us calculate that. My existing cost per unit was 675. As per the recommendation, you will change the design which will reduce material cost by 30 per unit, 30%. So from 675 I will save material cost of 30, but I will incur another extra cost of 5 per set to print a picture of Disney character on them. Okay, so I will incur extra 5 rupees also. 675 minus 30 plus 5. Look, I am giving you the solution here itself to make it fast. 675 minus 30 plus 5 makes it 650. Okay, so your target cost that you want to achieve 585. The cost that you are achieving after the recommendation is 650. So how much reduction in cost is still required? How much more reduction in cost is still required is the difference. 650 minus 585. That is 65 rupees. Further reduction in cost is required. Okay. And the last question, recommend what strategy the company should adopt to attain the target cost calculated above. Yeah, what should the company do? Now you recommend. Now this recommend is giving you 10 marks. I told you recommendations are always most important. Yeah, this recommendation is Again, similar to the ones we did in class. Let me show you that working. Notice my material cost has more materials wasted. My labor has more hours wasted. But my assembling cost has no wastage, and setup also does not have any wastage. So first of all, I recommend to reduce the wastage. Reducing wastage is called as cost control. So my first set of recommendation is for cost control, that is reduce wastage. Reduce wastage of direct material and reduce wastage of direct labor. Let us also give some calculation that by reducing material wastage, how much money they may be able to further save. Well, at present your material wastage is 10,000 square feet. At present my material cost is how much? Well, at present my material cost is 1650 divided by 1 lakh, that is 16.5 per square feet. Yeah, now 16.5 per square feet is your material price. And how much of such material did you waste? You wasted 10,000 square feet of such material. So your total cost of wastage ₹16.5 per square feet into 10,000 square feet, rupees 16.5 into 10,000 square feet. So 1,65,000. 1,65,000 rupees you have wasted because of material wastage. And this wastage, if it is prevented, then you can save that cost. You wasted 1,65,000 rupees material for producing how many units? For producing 6,000 units. So this divided by 6,000 units gives you 27.5. This means that 27.5 rupees you could save by reducing wastage of material. My first recommendation. Similarly, second recommendation, reduce wastage of labor. And how much money will it save? We'll calculate in the same way. देखो labor, as per the question, my labor cost 10,32,000 actual is for 40,000 actual hours. 10,32,000 divided by 40,000 is 25.8 per hour. Look, this discussion is exactly same as my classwork question. Classwork question number 4 from chapter number 4. Yeah. So 25.8 per hour is my rate of labor, and I have wasted 5,000 hours of labor. So 25.8 into 5,000 hours of labor, 1,29,000 rupees is what I wasted for producing 6,000 units. Divided by 6,000 is 21.5. I could have saved if I did not waste labor. For labor, same thing turns out to be 21.5. So this shows me that 21.5 plus 27.5, 49 rupees I could have saved by simply reducing my wastage only. This is my first set of recommendations. Further, I can also recommend them to do cost reduction. Cost reduction in machine setup time and cost reduction in machine, what was the other cost? Machine assembly. And for both the things, for cost reduction, you may suggest them to do, say, value analysis. याद करो chapter 1 वाला. You suggest them to do value chain analysis to identify value added, non-value added things, and accordingly try to save some cost, try to bring some cost reduction in the machine setup. Try to reduce the setup time, try to reduce the assembling cost and all that recommendations I can also put. And chalo, one more set of recommendation extra, not done in my class, is that if they don't achieve the cost reduction, if they don't reach the target price, even if target cost not achieved, then check how much sales will be lost. Or better, even if target selling price is not achieved, then check how much sales will be lost. Yeah, maybe if I charge little more than the target selling price, my sales will be lost, but the sales loss is very negligible. If there is negligible loss of sales by charging higher selling price, then let that sales be lost. It is okay to lose that sales because you are getting a better price. That can also be one of my recommendation here. Done? Yes. Okay, so that is your question number 2. Going for the next question number 3. Okay, next question number 3. Now this question number 3, if I show you in my analysis here, question 3 of this paper is from chapter number 8, that is regarding economic value added. And this question is also directly from my book. Yeah, it is directly from chapter 8, page number 8.25, question number 4. Yeah, this question also we had made a discussion in the class. Let me show you that question for the moment. Chapter 8, practicals, question number 4. Yeah, this was the question. It was on page number 8.25. And if you remember, in this question we were supposed to calculate EVA, and for that matter you were told that the company has 2 divisions. You're given details of each division separately. One of the division, like distribution division, was regulated by the government, and the other division, bottling division, was not regulated by the government. But EVA is never calculated division wise. EVA is calculated together for the entire company. Yeah, and also to remind you, what is EVA? How do you calculate EVA? EVA, your EVA formula is this. It is net operating profit after tax minus the capital charge. Capital charge is weighted average cost of capital into the capital. Now for that matter, you need to identify 3 things. You need to identify number 1, NOPAT, net operating profit after tax. We've learned the formats to do that. You need to identify weighted average cost of capital. Well, that you have learned in your intermediate level. And you need to identify the capital employed. Yeah, Aja. For that matter, remember the capital that you use here should be your opening capital. Your NOPAT that you use here should be the NOPAT that you earned during the current year. Yeah. Okay. And for that NOPAT calculation, you start from operating profit, which is given in the question, and you need to adjust. You need to add back non-cash, non-operating items. Yeah, because you need operating profit. So non-cash, non-operating items of the current year are added back over here. So non-cash, non-operating items of current year, all of that of current year is add back to get the operating profit. Operating profit, and then minus tax minus interest into T gives you the NOPAT. This was one of the methods to calculate NOPAT. I told you this was method 3 for calculating NOPAT. Yeah, look, I presume you remember all our classroom discussions. Accordingly, we discussed that exact same format we can follow in my next question of the paper. Also, your capital that you use should be the opening capital of current year, which is closing capital of previous year. But even in this capital, even in the capital, you need to adjust non-cash, non-operating items of previous year. Because previous year, if any non-cash, non-operating items were considered in the profit, then to that extent, previous year profit transferred to capital was less. And if you reverse that non-cash, non-operating items in previous year profit, then it will also increase your capital. Hence, my capital as per the audited accounts, I will start with opening capital, meaning previous year capital as per audited accounts. In that, I will add non-cash, non-operating items. I will add the non-cash, non-operating items which had an impact on that capital, which had an impact on that opening capital. You adjust them, that will give you your capital, opening capital of the current year by adjusting the non-cash, non-operating items. Yeah. Anyways, these steps we did in our classroom discussions. Exact same to same copy paste is my next question. Yeah. Let's see the question. Question 3. Jal Cleaning and Distribution Services, JCDSL, was established with the aim of blah 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 blah. Well, first paragraph, it's just time pass. I will directly continue with the second paragraph. Look, I told you earlier also, again I tell you, I assume that you have already read the question paper entirely. Only then you play the videos about these paper discussion, because look, if you have not read the paper, then there is no meaning of watching this paper discussion. Yeah, so I presume you should have at least read the paper once, just plain simple reading, so that you understand the explanations that I make. Yeah. Question 3, first paragraph was just a backstory that they have created. You can skip that. We'll start reading from the second paragraph. They say that the company has two operating divisions. One is water distribution division, other is the water packaging operations, which is packing water in water bottles. Okay. The state government ensures that the company does not take advantage of its monopoly position in the regional area by increasing prices. So the government controls majority of services. Government controls majority of the services through its water regulatory body, which determines acceptable margin levels. They will determine acceptable ROCE, return on capital employed, and ensures that the pricing of my company is within these areas, does not break that ROCE level. The other operation, that is water packaging, now read that, water packaging operation is not regulated. Meaning, which division is regulated? It means that only the distribution division is regulated by government. Packaging division has no regulation. Packaging division has no regulation, not regulated. Company is free to charge market rate for the water supply in bottles. Company is also free to use water for packaging operations, but the total use of water for packaging cannot exceed 35% of total supply of water by the company. Now this condition is new. This condition was not there in my classwork question. So in this entire question, only this one sentence is new. However, this new sentence does not have any impact in our calculation of the answer. Yes, it will have impact only in my analysis of the answer, only in the suggestion, recommendation that I give after the calculation. But yes, for calculating EVA, this does not have any impact. Yeah, they say that the total use cannot exceed 35% of total supply, and presently they are using 20% of total supply for packaging operations. Okay. The brand name of packaged drinking water is Swachh Jal, which is packed in transparent plastic bottles. Okay. The water regulator calculates ROCE based on its own evaluation and assessment of capital assets which are used in operation and profit of these services. So they have also said that the regulator will do its own evaluation of capital assets. For calculating ROCE, they will themselves do the valuation of capital assets. They will themselves calculate that what is the capital employed in the distribution division, because they are having regulation only on my distribution division, not in my packaging division. Yep. The acceptable level of ROCE set by regulators is 6.5%, meaning in a distribution division I cannot charge selling price more such that my return should be lesser than 6.5% ROCE. Yep. If the company breached this level, then the company would be heavily penalized, and the company board is making sincere efforts to improve performance of the company for the benefits of shareholders. The directors have decided to consider EVA as a key performance indicator in order to meet the objective of maximizing shareholder wealth. In short, they will ask you to calculate that EVA. Yep. Okay. Key financials for the year ending 31st March is given below. You are given details for distribution division and for packaging division. Distribution division is the one which is regulated. Packaging division is the one which is not regulated. But EVA calculation will be done common between all the divisions. Yep. So you are given revenue, you are given operating cost, so that is operating profit. Your EVA calculation will start from this operating profit, but you may have to make some adjustments to identify NOPAT. Okay. You are given interest cost 42 lakhs, profit before tax, profit after tax, and tax rate is also there 30%. Okay. Capital employed for last 2 years. You are given capital employed of last 2 years. 2 years meaning 1920 and 1819. So let's say 1920 is like current year, the year which just completed, and 1819 becomes your previous year, the year before current year. You are given capital employed as per audited accounts. As per audited accounts, capital employed meaning the total capital employed. But then you are given capital employed as calculated by the regulator. The regulator was supposed to calculate capital only for WDO, only for the distribution division, not for the total company. So that capital is not used in EVA, because for EVA you calculate EVA for full company, not for each division. Done. So for EVA calculation I don't need this capital. We'll need that later if we calculate ROCE that the regulator has restricted. Acha. And which capital will you consider in calculating EVA? Current year capital or previous year capital? Well, if this is the capital as per audited accounts, tell me, in audited accounts, do you show opening capital or closing capital? Well, naturally, if it is as per audited accounts, meaning that is closing capital. So will I use closing capital of current year? No. For EVA, you need opening capital of current year. Opening capital of current year meaning closing capital of previous year. So for capital, this is where I will start from. 1940 is my opening capital of current year. But again, that may require some adjustments. Yes, you are given some adjustments on the next page. Dekho. The following notes are to be taken into consideration in your analysis. You are told that operating cost includes depreciation, provision for bad debts, R&D costs, and other non-cash items. Well, all of them are non-cash or non-operating items, and to calculate NOPAT, you need to reverse non-cash, non-operating items. Yeah. And as per my discussion in class, should remember that my non-cash, non-operating items of current year, non-cash, non-operating items of this current year will be add back in a calculation of profit, and non-cash, non-operating items of previous year here will be add back in a calculation of your opening capital. Yes, so my non-cash, non-operating items of current year, I say you adjust these items, you adjust in calculation of NOPAT, and similar items of previous year you adjust in calculation of capital, opening capital. Yeah, but still let us complete reading the additional information. Economic depreciation is 156 crore in 1920. 1920 means current year. In 1819 means previous year. The economic and accounting depreciation were assumed to be the same. Look, accounting depreciation is a non-cash item. Should be non-cash, non-operating item. It should be reversed. But economic depreciation is assumed as an operating item. It must be considered. So what I will do is that for current year, accounting depreciation 124, add back economic depreciation of 156 will be deducted instead. But for previous year, accounting depreciation 118, economic depreciation also 118. So practically you don't make any adjustment there. Done? Yes. Further, current year tax paid is 23 crores. So this is actual tax of current year. This is the actual tax payable for the current year, and deferred tax provisions of 2 crores have been adjusted. Deferred tax provisions are non-cash, non-operating items. Ignore. There was no deferred tax balance before current year. Good enough. The provision for doubtful debts was 12 crores in 1920. 1920 means current year. Provision for doubtful debts in current year at the end of current year is 12 crores. So think, at the end of current year, if the provision is 12 crores, out of which you see here that 6 crores was provided in current year itself. If 6 crores was provided in current year itself, so what was the provision balance before the current year? What was the provision balance in opening balance sheet? I'll put that over here. Therefore, provision balance in opening balance sheet of current year would be 12 crores is in the closing balance sheet, from which 6 crores was provided in current year itself. You see that here. So 12 minus 6, remaining 6 crores was the provision balance in opening balance sheet. This I will reverse in my opening capital. Yes. Research and development has been non-capitalized. It belongs to a new project that will be developed over 6 years and is expected to be a long-term benefit to the company. This year is the first year of this project, meaning in opening capital there was no research and development adjusted, but your research and development cost appears in current year. It is a non-operating item because this research and development pertains to some project which has not yet been started. So that project has not yet become operational. It is my non-operating expense. You add back in your profit. Done? Yes. So this is what we do. Now that we have read everything, this is what I'll do. I'll show you some rough calculations here itself. The question is asking you to calculate EVA. Let's see the question. They're asking you first of all calculate EVA. Simple. Chalo, we'll calculate EVA and maximum 6 marks is for that. So to calculate EVA, I start from the operating profit that they have given, 176, but I need to make some adjustments in that. Chalo, what adjustments will I do in that 176? 176 is my operating profit of current year. As per the question, but in that certain non-operating items, non-operating expenses have been already considered. You need to add them back. Which non-operating expenses? Chalo, first of all, I will add back the wrong depreciation. Depreciation 124 is a non-operating, non-cash item. Add back. Wait, let me show. plus 124 is accounting depreciation. But instead, after adding back accounting depreciation, I will deduct economic depreciation, which was 156 crores. Economic depreciation of current year. 156 is economic depreciation. Okay. And then I add back the remaining non-cash items of current year. Remaining non-cash items of current year, that is bad debt provision 6 crores, R&D 20, other non-cash items 22, all of them you add back 6, 20 and 22. Six, 20 and 22 are other non-cash or non-operating items. So that gives me, let us calculate, 176 plus 124 minus 156 plus 6 plus 20 plus 22 makes it 192. So 192 is now my EBIT. And now from this EBIT, how do you calculate NOPAT? Now from this EBIT to calculate NOPAT, you follow your original method of calculating NOPAT. Yes. And in this case, your actual amount of tax is already given. If the actual amount of tax is given, then remember I told you, you follow method 3 of calculating NOPAT. So from this EBIT, I will do minus tax actual amount minus the actual amount of tax. How much is the actual amount of tax that you paid? Actual tax that you have paid of the current year, actual tax of current year, 23 crores. Please ignore whatever taxation you see over here. That is just a calculation, that is not the tax actually paid. Actually, the tax that you paid is 23 crores. And you also minus the tax benefit on interest. Yes, so minus tax into interest. Tax benefit on interest will be 30% of 42. T into I, 30% of 42. 42 into 30% is 12.6. Now what you get becomes your NOPAT. So that is 192 minus 23 minus 12.6. 192 minus 23 minus 12.6. So 156.4 becomes your NOPAT. This is exactly same as your question 4 of chapter 8 classwork. Yep. Further, for the capital also we need to make adjustment. Capital will start from this capital 1940, but in that also we need to add back the non-cash non-operating items. So in that capital I will add bad debt provision in the opening balance sheet. Bad debt provision in opening balance sheet was, we identified that here, the bad debt provision balance in opening balance sheet was 12 minus 6 crores. I'll add back. And I'll also add back, look, bad debt has been adjusted and other non-cash items of previous year will be adjusted in your previous year closing capital. So current year opening capital. So that 11 will also be adjusted here. Other non-cash items of previous year, 11. I adjust. So 1940 plus 6 plus 11. 1957. 1957 becomes my opening capital. Now that you have no PAT, you have the opening capital, you also require weighted average cost of capital. Weighted average cost of capital. You are given cost of capital equity 15%, cost of debt post tax already you are given 5%, and your equity debt ratios are given 30% and 70%. So meaning using that you can find a weighted average cost of capital. I'll say therefore weighted average cost of capital is equity 15 into 70% equity and debt 5 into 30% weightage. Shortest way to identify that 15 into 70%, 5 into 30%, total 12% is your weighted average. Just a minute. Okay, it's other way around. Equity is 30% and debt weightage is 70%. Okay, we'll do that again. Equity 15 into 30% and debt 5 into 70%, total 8% is your weighted average cost. Okay, weighted average cost also you have. So EVA I can calculate easily. EVA will be your no PAT. Show the working here. No PAT minus WACC into capital. No PAT we identified here is 156.4, capital 1957, 156.4, and capital we found 1957. Just confirm. Yeah, 1957. That simply gives me the EVA. 1957 into 8%, and I deduct that from 156.4, gives me EVA negative 0.16. Negative. So my first question is just to calculate EVA. Answer is negative 0.16. Now based on that EVA, second question they are asking, evaluate the financial performance using EVA. Now this is also carrying 4 marks, meaning your interpretation of this EVA is carrying 4 marks here. So please answer that properly. Yeah, only calculation is not enough. Do not forget to give your advice, give your interpretation based on that EVA. Now if the EVA comes negative, what is the best sentence of interpretation that you write? Well, remember, if the EVA comes negative, it simply means that the profits of the company are not sufficient to recover economic cost of capital. Yes, look, this is the profit of the company and practically this is the cost of capital, that your capital 1957 is costing you 8%. So your profit is not sufficient to recover cost of capital. More precisely, you can say that the profit is not sufficient to recover economic cost of capital. Yeah, so my financial performance of the company does not appear to be good. The company's profit is not able to recover the economic cost of capital. Even though the company seems to earn profit, but still it is not covering your cost of capital. That is why your investors will not be still happy. Your investors required return is more than 156.4. Your company is earning 156.4 lakhs or crores, whatever it is. I think crores. Yeah, everything is in crores. So your company is earning 156.4 crores, But still it is not enough because your investors require more than that. Your investors require 8% of 1957, which your company is not earning. This is how you evaluate financial performance of the company using EVA. I'll just give you one sentence there. Company is not meeting its economic cost of capital. Yeah. So the company must try to increase NOPAT, or they should try to decrease the capital. Yes, they must try to increase NOPAT or try to decrease the capital employed. Done? Yes. Third question, they're asking assess whether the company complies with the acceptable ROCE level or not. Now ROCE is very simple to calculate. Your ROCE will be return upon capital employed, but you will calculate ROCE for what? Will you calculate for entire company? No, this ROCE you calculate only for the distribution division. You calculate that only for distribution division because technically only distribution division has a restriction on that ROCE. Your acceptable level of ROCE is given only for the distribution division. Let's see, your distribution division has a return of 110 and it has capital, distribution division opening a capital 1760. So 110 divided by 1760, ROCE will be 110 divided by 1760. I'll just confirm. Return of the distribution operation profit is 110 and the capital as calculated by the regulator opening capital 1760. So 110 divided by 1760, let's see, 110 divided by 1760 is 6.25%. What was the ROCE regulated by the government? Government said that your ROCE should be less than 6.5%. Yours is 6.25%. So yes, you are still lesser than the government acceptable ROCE level. Yeah. And fourth, they are asking advice how the company can improve its performance in terms of profitability and EVA in future. Now you advise. Advice carries 7 marks. What will you advise? Well, simple. You can give many advices like this over here, and most of these advice is same as the ones that I gave you in our classroom discussion. Yeah, I'll just repeat some of them. I'll just write some advice here. Advice number 1, well, you tell the company that they should improve performance, improve profitability. But chalo, for improving profitability, let us understand the profitability of their divisions. Check out their distribution division and packaging division. Which seems to be more profitable right now? Well, right now, looking at the gross amount of profit, it seems that distribution is more profitable, packaging is less profitable. Well, no. Maybe packaging is less profitable because government has put a restriction that you can use only 35% of the total water for the packaging operations. That is why you notice that in packaging operations, your sales itself is less than the distribution operation. Let us identify profit in percentage terms. 110 divided by 585. 110 divided by 585. It's almost 18.8%. So here the profit is 18.8%, while in packaging operations, you check 66 divided by 212. 66 divided by 212 is almost 31%. Now you see which division is more profitable. Well, it is clearly evident that your packaging division is much more profitable than the distribution division. So If packaging division is more profitable, distribution is less profitable, should I recommend the company to stop the distribution division? No. Why not? Because look at that, water distribution is for government designated areas. It is a kind of government contract. Now, if distribution is a kind of government contract, meaning the income of distribution operation is like confirmed income. Distribution is giving less profit, but it is giving you confirmed income. While packaging is giving you more profit, but that is not a confirmed income. It depends on demand. Yes, so do not recommend them to stop the distribution division because that is a confirmed income. Yes, but in distribution division, can they increase the prices? Well, maybe they can increase the prices to a very small extent because they have already reached ROCE of 6.25%. They can increase the price of distribution to the extent ROCE does not cross 6.5%. A very small margin of increase in price might be available. Maybe you suggest them to make use of that small margin. Secondly, I suggest them that packaging operations is more profitable, so try to increase your level of work in packaging operations. Packaging operations are giving 31% return. They are giving 31% profit on sales. So try to increase sales in packaging operations. Of course, even after that increase, you should ensure that your total water consumed in packaging operation does not exceed 35%. Because presently you are using 20% of total water for packaging, still 15% more you can use. Hence I suggest them to increase their business in water packaging operations to the extent of 35% only. Up to 35% you can increase because that is the most profitable thing here. Done? Yes, all that I can put in my advice recommendation. I'll just make a list of advice here for your reference. Say distribution profit is less, but it is assured revenue. So do not disturb that profit, do not disturb the distribution business. Packaging work profit is more, but it is not assured income. So you try to increase the sales in packaging work. Try to increase sales of packaging business, but that can be done only up to 35% water used in it. 35% of total water might be used in packaging. Right now you're using only 20% of the total water supply. You can increase it up to 35%. To that extent you increase the sales. That will help you increase your profit. Yeah. Also increase selling price of distribution, but max up to 6.5% ROCE. You are right now already at 6.25%. Very small margin is there, but at least that much small margin you can increase the price. Yeah, these are all the advice that I can give. These are all the advices that I can give to them, and plus you write some analysis also. The distribution division is government regulated, so maybe there you cannot do expansion. You can at least do expansion in the packaging work. That is why I suggest them to do expansion in packaging, increase sales, but that also not beyond using 35% of water over there. Done? Yes, all that analysis you write in the fourth part, that will give you 7 marks here. Done? Yes. Okay, that is your question number 3, total 20 marks there. Going further, question number 4. Question 4, Again, showing you in my reference here. Let's see what is question 4. Question 4a. Question 4 has many subparts. Question 4a is one question. There is another or question 4a, one question, both of 5 marks. Question 4b and 4c. Question 4a is from chapter 6, decision making. It's a practical question, 5 marks. It's about other decisions, and it is again exactly from my book. You'll find that on page 6.112, question number 36. It is given in the home assignment part of question of chapter number 6. Yep. Anyways, if I'll show you that in the chapter, there is a question, page 6.112, question number 36 is the question, and the question is regarding other decisions. I'll just summarize the question for you. This was a question where it was regarding a school canteen which is currently being managed using 3 clerks, and they got an offer for using an automated system for payment collection instead of having manual system with 3 clerks. Yeah, if that automated system is implemented, then you need only 1 clerk, meaning you can save the salary of 2 clerks. You can save the salary of 2 clerks. So you calculate the savings in salary of 2 clerks minus the cost of automated system. Your automated system will cost 1,25,000 plus 36,000 maintenance per year into 5 years. So that gives me net savings over all 5 years as this. The question specifically said ignore time value of money. So we calculated for all 5 years without considering time value of money, without considering any present value calculations. Exactly same is my next question. Exact same is this question number 4. Check out. Mahesh is a canteen contractor at Jamshedpur. He manages office canteen of 1,200 employees where tea and snacks are served between 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. Again, that is about canteen. He has employed 4 supervisors. So currently they are working with 4 supervisors for managing cash, and he pays 400 per working day to each supervisor. The office remains closed on Saturdays and Sundays. So out of 365 days, it is closed on 52 Saturdays and 52 Sundays. In 1 year, there will be 52 weeks. So in 1 year, there are 52 Saturdays, 52 Sundays. So out of 365 minus 52 Saturdays minus 52 Sundays, effectively you are working for 261 days in a year. Okay. A solution provider has approached Mahesh for managing cash. He has advised Mahesh to install automated payment mechanism for accepting payments through machines. Every employee of office will swipe smart card for making the payment. Now, if they are switching over to automated payment system, then they may not require 4 supervisors for managing the cash. Let's see. The complete system would cost 3,35,000 with working life of 4 years and annual maintenance cost of 60,000 per annum into 4 years. Only 1 supervisor will now be required after installation of this machine. So how many supervisor salaries can you save? 3 supervisor salaries you can save. I'll show you a simple calculation here. Saving in supervisor salary. I can save salary of 3 supervisors. I was paying them how much? I was paying them 400 per day for 261 days. 3 supervisors into 400 per day into 261 days. And I can save that for 4 years because the automated system has a life of 4 years. 3 supervisors into 400, 261, 4 years. 3 supervisors into 400 into 261 into 4 years. That is 1252, 800. 1252, 800 becomes my savings, from which my cost of new system, capital cost 3,35,000, and maintenance cost 60,000 per annum for 4 years. $2,40,000. Even if you deduct all that, still it leaves you positive. Minus 3,35,000 minus 2,40,000. So you get 677,800, still positive. So calculation wise, financially, I will say that yes, this new automated system is advisable to install. Advise Mahesh on his plan of installation of automated payment mechanism. Should he install the automated system? Yes, as the net benefit is positive, he should install the automated system. Done? Yes. Plus, you can also write some more analysis like I gave you in the classwork question. Look at this. Here also your net savings was positive. So here also we suggested that financially it seems that the automated system must be implemented. Now whenever you give your recommendation from financial angle, you always also mention non-financial aspects. Like what? Like this. Non-financial considerations must also be seen, that the automated system may be more efficient but more rigid. It will be more rigid because if it is an automated system, then it will not be able to say take payment without the card available. If for instance any employee forgets to bring his smart card, or when there is a transaction failure due to connectivity issue, then they may not have enough cash to pay. Yeah, plus they may not even have enough manpower to collect payment in cash. If the system is completely made automated such that they don't even have an infrastructure to collect cash, then they may lose out on the sales in some cases. Yeah, automated systems may be less able to handle such situations. Having clerks may add an aspect of flexibility and a human aspect that is hard to quantify. Always when you suggest something based on financial factors, you always also mention the drawbacks of using only financial factors. Non-financial considerations should also be commented in your advice. Done? Exact same advice you can put in your question. This advice is there in your book. Done? Okay. So that was question 4a. Another question 4a is or. Another question 4a is or of that earlier one. Now this question is from chapter 7. Yeah. Question 4a second is from chapter 7. It is about pricing strategy, but it is not discussed anywhere in my book directly. It is an objective question and indirectly it is covered in my theory of chapter 7. Indirectly that topic is covered in our theories of chapter 7, that in which situation which pricing strategy should be implemented. Let me give you my suggested answer here. They say state the most appropriate pricing policy to be adopted in the following independent situations. Situations need not be copied, only policy name is required. Okay. First, they are asking a company manufactures original equipment and does railways contract work. Other companies are also there in the market who undertake similar contracts. Now, in such case, which pricing policy my company should implement? Look, my company is into the business of taking railways contract. Now, railways contract are generally like it is a government contract. And if it is a government contract, it will be generally by a bidding process. All the government contracts are always by bidding process. So, well, in this case, my company must be following the method of sealed bid pricing. Remember, there was one method called sealed bid pricing. That method my company may be following. Because when there are other companies also who are undertaking similar projects, then I should submit a bid to the government which is the most beneficial bid for the government. So it will be a sealed bid pricing here. Sealed bid pricing system might be followed here. Second, patented drug for COVID-19 finally is ready to be launched in the market. Patented. Now look, ignoring the ethical part of this, yes, ethically you may say that the drug should be given free of cost, and government should fund the drugs operations and all. So keeping the ethics aside, if it is a patented product and it is launched in the market, meaning nobody else has that same product, nobody else will be allowed to sell the same product, so in that case my product is like a revolutionary product. Nobody else has that same product. It is a patented product, and in case of patented product, you can always charge premium pricing. You can always charge premium price, and that approach will be called as, yaad karo, skimming approach, skimming policy. Yes. Third, a bike manufacturer is launching an innovative, technologically advanced bike in highly priced segment. High priced new innovation that you are launching, new innovative product in high price segment, meaning your pricing will be again premium pricing. Premium price because the product that you are launching is like a revolutionary product. Premium price, not like skimming. Premium price because your product is a new innovation. It is a revolutionary product. Yeah. Fourth, company is making a variant of sanitizers, trying to enter a market. Same varieties of sanitizers are already successfully capturing the market. So now the product that you have launched is not a new. It is not a new innovative product. I can say your product is like Me Too product. If your product is like a Me Too product, meaning you cannot charge premium prices, rather you have to charge market price, called as going rate pricing. Because only then you will be able to enter the market. Or maybe if you wish to penetrate the market by, say, removing out the competitors, then you may also suggest penetration pricing. But in my opinion, more likely answer here will be going rate pricing, because the question does not say that you want to penetrate the market. It does not say that you want to remove the competitors out of business. No, the question is saying that you wish to enter the business and there are others also who are successfully into that same market. Yeah. So if you wish to enter without removing the others in the market, then you need to charge going rate price, because your product is not any innovative new product. Your product is a Me Too product. Me Too matlab there are anyways other products similar in the market. Yeah. And the fifth one, a successful mobile manufacturing company has built into its latest tablet an additional sliding screen and improved processing capabilities so that the tablet is almost a laptop. Now think about it. This product, does it seem to be a complete new innovative product? No. Does it seem to be similar to all other products in the market? Me Too product? No. I can say this product is evolutionary product. Yaad karo, in that chapter theory, chapter 7 theory, we have learned these three types of products. Revolutionary product is the one which is completely new innovation. Second is evolutionary product. Now that is the one in which it is not a new innovation, but it has some extra features added in that earlier innovation. And then comes Me Too product, which is exactly same as the previous product. Now this point number 5 here is not exactly a revolutionary product, not completely new. It is not even Me Too product which is exactly same variety is already in the market. No, but it is giving some additional features. Now if it is giving some additional features, it is an evolutionary product. So what pricing it can charge? It can charge pricing, I can say, value based pricing. याद करो, we had one example there called as true economic value, TEV, meaning you charge price little more than the others. You charge your price little more than the others who are giving similar products because your product has some extra features. So you can charge extra price to the extent of extra features what you have. You can charge little extra price to the extent of extra features that you have. This method is called as value based pricing. Your price will be little more based on the extra features that your product is giving. Done. That is called as value based pricing. One example of that we had done in class was true economic value, TEV. Yes. Okay, that is question 4A, the optional part.